about Kwababium Edeba active morning. But one day I say, Obeko Facebook, now I share na what like page, you know, what commenting on the discussions I have. Now I share that make I say stories I can want to my activeonline.com, myactiveonline.com. Koko na se bebre gu wa obetumi akai brofo ye de before mu yehwam na gu on kwa ntimpacho omodi ase obeko my activeonline.com. Fabia ukra stories ni bi.
I think Shiramo Good Minds for issue we say we were
who almost statement you know which ebe try say sabeka communication officer no na you don't know actually
Shirano Minds extends condolences to explosion victims. To Kaya say Shirano Good Minds extends our deepest condolences and thoughts to all those who were affected by the tragic incident today on the Takwa Bugosu Road. Shirano will provide support with relief items to the affected. We wish and pray for the speedy recovery of the victims. Kwabena Uswan Petrum, communications officer, and Anissa Esheweyasi. So I think if they will go by their words by providing them the necessary support to get them relieved there. Okay. That's what I was saying. They have a role to play. Yeah.
Okay, your mom penny so they are to just a free SHS need any other programs no yeah twice so despite say on him say your hardship still a free SHS with Peter the body which me ne nya adwen na we one or the buy say free SHS enko ye na hwe na wa ho adi ntimi a wa so be fa wa de say me some of us ye nchi
but so it will very difficult for them to
bra
to say
so mako
obetwe asan na obi bebre won so bebre de
na problem leso no mo call double track and quite another time they have free SHS because school fees na was en come to buy no they were paying double for classes it na the same but now no ma back to the normal track system no let's see what happens. I mean, one the problem, and I say, in as much as I didn't feel, also money limit me. Now I'm going to say, Ubia.
Also, the point is, Senator Fabia Kano, Finance Minister Sukrase Anka, Ono Unya, or Hunkwayanka, free SHS, no, we should look at how it is being run. And if the party between to ask for school fees now, why do you offer to him or her for free?
Was the first na na school fees no school TCC it was better
free without textbooks free without teachers going to teach free without
food na free no so school mo won ma omo de niam bi impose upa upumpo you have to buy ukoto trunk first na you school trunk no to me baby I will be share trunk be out to me but omo de we say buy no school mo won mo man koto trunk o baby
that is it and that is why I agree with the finance minister. Mbra say, only say no, all money bank enko free SHS no, and moreover so he can pay for 10 people at a go. If the person can pay, which I think we need to look at it. Abana so only saw bread with free SHS no,
yes.
But then for political
implementation. But why must it be so? If at the end of Ghana. That's why I always say if they put Ghana first, can they maybe earn more money?
But the story, my main part of this, also according to him, the current economic situation has been largely influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic. He however stated that despite the present difficulties, government will continue with its social intervention programs due to promising measures in place. Or case a boss or they say and I said, I never win a cost for crowd, and was say assembly because boss of a brew how much I
and
if you was a one of him go near Brea. And what they say, Bia, Obashano has said, Bia, over for the Befa Quine for so answer, Obachia simple. Then I want to
and I can't be a mom easy, but a entity be organ, I know Mocase. A binding to me, I say, pandemic, you know, and I had the plans, and I said, we no, because your country be on almost survive pa pandemic no more than Ghana, but still now they also they are still at where they are. You get it? So we want to because of ye di ye ho kwa
okay yen kwa ma no so ne ne Nana Yaw Amoa or reporter Emma best okay ye Lucy Nana Yaw line so okay na Clement can say me
na me ka say eno me who release bi na o mo ka say abiding to mean blame and find the problems and ko share COVID-19 as a pandemic. And I think I agree with them because there were countries that they were hit hard, even more than Ghana. But at the end of the day, they are still on track because even before COVID, the systems were there. Into COVID by and never done system. After COVID and as a government a bar a form kakran, they are still back to their normal life. But here, before COVID, system no na a bar that. Into minimum changes, be a COVID share at the bar.
Okay.
That's why I always say COVID and no rather the kind of scacra in ya or COVID money. Even from World Bank alone. So I say because of Sadia no, Bibiana. Yeah, they are cautious COVID. Bibiana bani, they are cautious COVID. Bibiana bani, they are cautious COVID.
Well, most of the MPP communicators about showing so almost say COVID no a year we are still in the process of fighting into baby until
name COVID be I fight you. Name COVID be I fight you. You get it? And only problem tell me you are me to make us say one of the major problems has to do with party communicators. Sankophone. Omo member for pa. Omo if you party communicators. Omo cannot credit. And they are always on radio, on TV, all platforms. They try to defending the undefendable. Sa COVID by omo me kanje iska the same communicators. Eba unyo mo ha ebi so omo say even COVID by iska say na Ghana nya o COVID. Sika say na problems e wo ho no mo hwe say iska need to me so bia. We gain more than there was here now.
But the point is that Aban say COVID-19 scanunya or the top PPEs or the my Adriane lockdown
or the teacher COVID or family Adriane. COVID is scanning the teacher COVID. Rather, the increase number of victims. You find what happened. And then probably the time you who say Yabani a year say me am say BB you are a year no yeah the limit to be out to
25 people.
What happened? What happened? Abine you what happened? Now every time I know much how they were sharing the food. Any party task to say sadi. MPC na eche money and the other any party task ye noa dokono ne yi dokono ba akusi. We nya politics o. A realities ye yi dokono ba akusi. Na bi enche na bi kan woni na bi party task so sa. Ni party task so sa. Meanwhile na say fight COVID.
Okay, yeah, just say yeah, Sabeka Nana Yaw Amoa Bium na Nakasa Efi Bogoso. Now, yeah, call is for students no about say it could be a da or money you tag in term normal sort it out now teachers need to be in school. Do you think say in Kuala we are failing the pain that they are in school and then lectures are not going on?
Of course, I think we buy a better can say so bonding in students and omubenya because lecturally no so I strike no. For you know, a Juma and back pen oil. You see any concentration or other part. Students name so no dear, or no dear, say or babes you had and then at the end of the day, we have a new Juma. It's a lecture and betrayal there. Or no classroom research do obey.
Okay, it is not the can kind of call some of our universities, no, now you students maybe akokasa afa UTAG strike no how it is affecting them on their various campuses into Yebeko line so that I say even yet been one more kasana. But the point is say a statement made by almost a concerned student association. Now almost can say concern the UTAG strike, no, the Minister of Education should be resigning by now.
Say to me, who's the education minister and education ministry no. Omo ye intermediary, so omujina abiding film fees between the people and the government. Omujina film fees. So enyema bia abiding the baby no, it passes through the education ministry. before it gets to the students. So school for them also problems they can't direct straight to the government. Even a mobile binding that has to pass through the process.
So as a buy no nipa represent a buy here National Labour Commission, Fair Wages and Commission, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, we Bakwikra Ministry.
Omu ina represent.
Okay.
NC Obia represent a buy no the part.
Okay, hold on the encore line so na yene SRC president Emma University of Cape Coast Samuel Kwabena Adute and Kasa. Kwabena, if you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning, Eugene Boasen.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Now, what is the situation on campus, University of Cape Coast? What is the situation there? Especially when school has reopened and lectures are not going on.
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to extend warm greetings to your listeners and then also the management and all students of the University of Cape Coast. Currently, we all know what is going on in Ghana. The strike, which has hit all campuses, has made students on campuses to be stranded. You know, we just receive our freshers, and our continuous students are also on campus. Now, campus activities are now if I may say, it's on hold because of the strike. Students are in their various hostels. Some are also in their various halls of residence. No movement. Currently, as I'm speaking, because of the strike, students, let me say, are spending more because there's nothing engaging them. And even when they go to the department, they are not able to meet their PAs and so on. Who could even grant assistance to them whilst we wait for the government to listen to the plea of lecturers or the UTAG. So currently, as I'm speaking, if you go to the academic areas, campus is empty. It's only at the halls of residence and then the hostels of students that you might see them. And even because of that, a lot of the continuous students have not even reported to school.
Okay.
And that is the situation on campus currently as I'm speaking.
Now, are you in your second week or your first week of reopening?
Come again?
Are you in your first week of reopening?
Yes, we are in our first week. The first week of reopening for continuous students is almost ending.
Okay, so what happens if after 3 weeks the lectures don't begin? What happens to the semester?
Yeah. Currently, what we know is after 14 days, these lecturers do not return to the classroom, then the whole academic year will have to be called up. And we are hoping that the government attend to the plea, because if their condition of service is not attended to, I think they have a point over there, which we believe that the government should act swiftly. The government, in collaboration with the JTech, should act swiftly so that lecturers can come, because already the academic calendar has been affected by COVID, the monstrous COVID-19. And the way it has ravaged the whole university system and so on. If we are to continue like this, gradually, not only the content of the university education being compromised, but we are going to have a lot of graduates out there who might not get enough requisite skills that they would need to be better in the field of work. So we believe that this is not a time where we have to hold on some decisions. We are hoping that this negotiation, this lobbying produce results so that our education don't get compromised.
Now, as SRC, have you met with management of the university, and what have they been telling you?
Well, as SRC, we've had interaction with the registrar, and he made me aware that the university is going to take a stand on now they'll make a decision on what will be the way forward for the University of Cape Coast.
Now, I know most of you have made payment of fees. In your earlier submission, you were saying that after 14 days, if academic work doesn't commence, the whole academic year will be called off. Will your fees be refunded?
For that one, I'm not in the position to answer or comment on that issue.
Okay.
I think the Director of Finance and University Management and the government as well will be in the best position.
But then as an SRC, you are there to protect the interests of the students.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be coming over to you again as it's still an unfolding event. So we'll be coming over to you as and when the need arises.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Samuel Kwabena Adutey. Thank you very much for joining us on the Active Morning Show.
Thank you for having me, Jenny Boateng. And good morning again to you.
Okay, good morning. Okay, so you heard Samuel Kwabena Adutey, who is the SRC president of the University of Cape Coast. I say, he said school for no, I'm on work okay. I'm on school more, I'm on bonk more. If you look at almost a hostel anyway, and I'm almost spending more.
I think they, for me, I think they should go home. Sure. So that when the issue is resolved, then they go back. That is what I have to
So it should come from the authority, says Siano,
and from the look of things, and then first week of reopening, which is ending very soon. Look at them, it was every time they say it's a 3 weeks academic year. According to SRC president, 14 days. So if after 14 days,
so meaning after next week,
lectures don't begin, it means that the whole academic calendar and academic year, I say.
Now, Fabia, how can say you should come from the authorities?
Understand. You see, I'm school,
currently, authorities now SRCs.
As SRC,
well, they say teachers for no any lecturers. So now the power lies in the hands of the SRC. Because say teacher ni be an answer lecturer be a can't say Kofi black classroom.
But that is where the university management comes in. Management, the vice chancellor, the dean of school, the dean of students.
Do you think they are not supporting the lecturers?
Okay, most of them happens to be lecturers too.
And even if they are not, I want to mean fat lecturers nechi.
So one way or the other,
they have to support
them. Then you keep quiet.
I'm more concerned, say, if the academic calendar ends, academic year.
But I think as I said, your Bora schools name. Now you mood do come one-on-one. Yes.
Okay, so you're trying. You say any University of Cape Coast, Sakasa. You just say you bet when you'll be from UDS, and I say Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and University of Ghana. Into Koswa, but
I'm concerned about the fees.
Yes, what's your fees now?
Now we are in charge. Until what Jerry said, you're going to semester we are Maswa. Or the best next semester more now. So we discuss it.
Yes, you want to mention the only got in a fee. Into fees in a
You see, the thing is, every semester Kasa from Intel Africa, no Kasa, government doesn't have a good negotiation machinery. It's yes, because Utia Sama NLC's executive secretary can say, well, you should now to me Jumana resign.
Job can say now, won't take anything from, let me use the president, won't take anything from the president because and then my winner Koba. So I'm going to they represent the president. They represent the president. Until Mube make such all trances. As a defame the president, which is a saying integrity, a saying dignity. So Unkabani say now, I expect KB and MFC, the president will quickly come out. What I say. So because Obeki can say where and they say those things power be. They have some kind of powers be. That's why I want to be Ekika's answer. So that is where I feel say the president or the government is getting it wrong. Because Obani say now you should come in. How can a whole we incident to our because we teacher and we lecturer now then quit. No. Meanwhile, we now am I no everyone and we intermediaries. What do I say? School for no grievances and then another never son no mama casa. Or more problems, and then another maybe free to our of more problems. It is true, you people now. We hear to Mama Nano. We say, we hear to Mama the president, no, I'm best of it.
Okay, young Kwamano Subium, Yene Roland Ado and Kama, or your students, or your second year students, or Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Now, Omaya said, oh, Suya Chemical Engineering, BSc in Chemical Engineering. Akama, good morning, if you can hear me.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
We are all fine here in the studios. I hope you are doing well.
By God's grace, everything is fine.
Now, tell me, what is happening on campus? How are students faring on campus without lectures?
Okay, so thank you very much for this opportunity. Initially, we were expecting activities learning activities to resume right when we enrolled. I mean, when we stepped foot in school. Was 15. The freshers went the week before, that was 8. And we, the continuing students, had to follow 15. But then, unfortunately, even before we were supposed to arrive on campus, we got notice of the strike and how the nature of things are supposed to be. So right now on campus, it's quite unfortunate you don't have the lecturers taking charge of affairs, but then you have their TAs, their respectful TAs, and then other stakeholders in the presence of executives, departmental executives, and then individuals who one way or the other are looking out for the welfare of students. They are the ones in charge of affairs for the time being. And I must say it is
But
quite sad because as students, we all went with the hopes of, engaging in the teaching and learning activities within the time frame, and then hopefully vacate to come relax, because although school is what we all have to enjoy, we unfortunately have issues of spending a lot of time in school, and then we look forward to the vacation more than anyone else. So that is unfortunately the situation at hand.
now, on campus, are you even seeing the lectures? Do you see some of your lectures around?
Oh yes, please. Some of the lectures do come around.
And have you been speaking to them? What have they been saying?
Unfortunately, we've not had any interactions with lectures. But then the thing is, with the TAs, they are the ones conveying information from the students and then from the lecturers to us, the students. So what happens is, if you have any complaints, if you are willing to submit a report or anything of that sort, like for most engineering students who are supposed to submit a report within the shortest possible time, we are working on getting in touch with the TAs who are in charge of the collection and then the distribution to the lecturers process.
Now,
So that is
okay.
that is what is happening as of now. And yes, please, I must say that we all expected something else other than this, especially for me. I was in school some time ago, that was about, I think, 2 weeks, to help a friend with his agenda. When I say agenda, I'm talking of his intentions of running for a portfolio. And then, unfortunately, I had to come back because I realized things weren't going as planned. Not all the students had reported. And all you had to do was, find your way of surviving. Find your way of surviving means that you have a little amount of money to spend. And unfortunately, if you are not budgeted, or if you are not, frugal, or if you are, let me say, frugal, you end up wasting the whole money because you don't have what it takes to.
Okay, now let me ask, what is the university management telling you? Have your SRC met with the management of the university? And
Please, I'm listening to you.
I'm asking, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
I'm asking, what is the SRC saying to you, the students' body? Have they met with the students, the university management, and what have they discussed? What have they told you?
Oh, for now, we've not really heard anything. Like I was saying, it's the TAs we usually hear from. That is with regards to what will happen in our presence as students in the school.
Okay.
So for now, like I mentioned earlier, engineering students who were once first years, like myself, are supposed to submit a report, and then in doing that, you expect maybe to meet someone in charge at the department office or something. But then when you go, there's the TAs you get in touch with.
Okay.
Unfortunately, what we hear is with regards to national issues. That is what happens on TV with regards to the court hearings, the meetings between UPAG and other agencies.
Okay.
To probably look at possible means of addressing the issues.
Okay.
But for personal messages from the lecturers, we unfortunately haven't heard anything. Usually what happens is, I think the strike started before the close of first year for me. That was somewhere in August, where they decided to go on the strike. And then at a point in time, they called it off to carry out the examination process for us to finish and then come home. So what was happening back then was, there's a green letter usually typical of KNUST, where the administration of the communicates to the students about how things are going to go henceforth. But then unfortunately, since resumption of school, we've not really had anything of that sort. We've not really seen any green letter telling us how things would be going with regards to the teaching and learning activities on campus.
Okay, Roland, we would like to thank you very much. We'll be coming over to you again as and when the need arises and see what is happening on campus. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you too. Thanks to have a good day.
Okay. So now, what's say, University of University of Science and Technology. I was just students they say, well, I'm not more okay.
Say now the lecturers are not dealing with the students. So until some issue no very resolved. Lecturer and only students you dealing only when they have to go to class or anything teaching concern. But now what is going on?
Okay. It is a call UCC. You call
Tech.
So tech na yeah mama member wa for na kasa.
Oh, na say it's like
it's a conference say o G.
Area na school we want no friend
Tech.
aka.
Indeed, obi
can say a colleague.
Ogo school was me
Okay, you call University of you call University of Ghana Legon Stephen Samuel Kwame Owusu you call Ligon Samuel Kwame Owusu Ejaline also Sammy, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
How is Ligon doing this morning?
Oh, Lego, this morning everything is fine.
How is life without lectures?
Majority of students are still on bed.
Okay.
Everything is
fine. So you are saying that majority of the students are still in bed. On an ordinary day on the university campus, are they supposed to be in bed by now?
It's 7:45, and on any other day, students, let me say, they are on their way going to class.
Sure.
But because of the strike that is ongoing, students don't know what they are doing, and they are still on bed.
And have you been speaking to some of the students yourself? You are a student yourself, which I know. What have you been discussing among yourself? How is it having a toll on you?
Okay, so the situation now is that, University of Ghana is having accommodation deficit problem.
Yes.
And this semester, they admitted many students to University of Ghana Legon, and majority of them couldn't secure accommodation, a place where they would live to have their kids to study. And as such, many students are now searching for their rooms to get a place to sleep. So I think, let me say this, like, I don't want to say it came in an appropriate time, because I believe that students are capitalizing on this to search for accommodation. For, let me say, from Monday to this time. But if the strike has to continue from next week going, then it will become a bigger problem for us.
Yes, because I know that you are in your first week of reopening, which is almost ended, and
yeah, we are done. We are done with
the first week.
This is first week out of 30 weeks. So
yes.
1 week is gone.
Yes, and then per the tertiary rules, if 2 weeks goes by and there are no lectures, it means that the academic year will be called off.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
There is much echo. There's much echo in your end.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I find it difficult to hear you at times, but it's okay. Let's continue.
I'm asking, what happens after 2 weeks if lectures don't begin?
In 28 days time, starting from Monday, 28 days time, if they didn't call off the strike, the university authority to close the school. I mean, every tertiary institution in Ghana, they close it so that we go home. Of which we are praying that thing won't happen.
Now, I'm asking. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
You are saying something.
Yeah, so, and I think that's why we are praying that it shouldn't get to that point.
Okay.
Because we just came in from vacation and we cannot go back.
Okay.
If you recall last year or so, COVID-19 and its consequences, we were forced to go home and other stuff. So, and me myself, I'm in level 400.
Sure.
By August and then I should be done with school.
Okay.
You see, so let me say by 7 months from now, I should be done with school. So we can't, like the university authority cannot be prolonging our exit. We should exit for other people to be ushered in.
Now, confirm for me, have you paid your fees?
Fees?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I can say that majority of students have paid their fees.
So
like
what?
Myself, I paid my fees. Okay.
Okay. So what happens if the academic year is suspended?
Oh, definitely. It will still count. Not that our monies will go in vain. If the academic calendar, if they change the academic calendar, our money is still there. It's registered, and it will count. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I believe you are on campus. Have you been meeting some of